Hello. Hi. I think I'm live. How is everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's having a really good day. Um, it's a lot later than I was hoping to hop on here, so I apologize for that. Getting the kids to bed tonight was something. So, but I'm here and I'm excited to do what are we on? Video 4 of the Start Your Garden series. If you haven't if you didn't have a chance to catch any of the other videos, 1 through 3, I have them posted, and I'll make sure that I'll try and tag them so that you can easily access them. But in those videos, I was talking about some of the other important decisions to make when you're first starting off having a garden, and I also covered why you would even want to have a garden, and why this year is a really important year to do it, and there's really no reason not to do it this year. So we have plenty of time to get started and to do some planning. So I really hope that these videos are helping maybe encourage you, get you excited, get you in the kind of gardening mindset, so we can have a really awesome garden this year. So in this video, um, I'm going to talk about one of the important decisions. There are 3 really important decisions that we should make before we really even think about breaking ground. And I talked about this in the last video, and that was where you're going to plant. So the location is really important. So spending some time really observing your areas, kind of scouting out where your shade is, where your sun is, where is easily trafficked and easily accessible for you, where you can easily, I don't know if I mentioned this, but where you can easily get water to. That's really important. Something else that's something people don't think about, is easily getting a hose to where you're going. If you have huge gardens, watering can's not going to cut it. So you want to make sure that you're able to have a hose spigot or something close to the location. So that was in video 4 or video 3. So check that out if you want some more information on how to determine the location of your garden. So today we're going to talk about deciding what to grow. So it's really easy to go overboard, and something that I've done many times in the past is I either go to the nursery and I'm standing in front of the seed display and I'm just like picking seeds like crazy because they all sound wonderful and amazing, and it's like, yeah, I got plenty of room for squash and zucchini and tomatoes and eggplant and everything, and then I come home and I plant them, and we don't eat eggplant, or we don't eat, last year, what was it that I grew that we didn't? Watermelons. I always grow watermelons, and we love watermelons. It's really great to have a watermelon or two, but when you grow the huge ones for just a couple kids in the house, and you have 8 of them throughout the season, um, I just find we don't eat it a lot. So to have the massive amount of space that a watermelon plant takes up probably isn't worth it, and it's probably something I'm going to skip this year. I can find at a local farm. I can get a nice fresh watermelon and save that space for something that's a little more versatile for our family, and it's a little bit more just something that we're more likely to eat. So what I would do is I would list out some of your favorite fruits and vegetables. So think about this when you get a chance to sit down. Like, what are the what fresh fruits and vegetables do you eat mostly? So what do you eat? Do you like, as far as lettuce greens, do you eat spinach a lot? Like, what kind of lettuce greens do you like? Do you like a salad blend? Do you like spinach? Come here. Or do you like, sorry, it's a cat time. Everyone else is asleep. Um, so like lettuce greens, and then you also want to think about what other kind of fresh vegetables. Like, so you might eat a lot of like frozen broccoli. Do you like fresh broccoli? Would you eat fresh broccoli? Broccoli is something where um, when you plant a broccoli plant, you get a broccoli head. Sometimes you can get a second broccoli head off of there. It's not going to be as big, but so one plant is one plant. Does that make sense? So it's not like a zucchini bush or zucchini plant that is going to keep producing lots and lots of zucchinis. So that's something to think about, is your space. And so think about what fresh fruits and vegetables you eat most. And then what do you rarely eat? Like I've said before, the first year we planted eggplant, and we just never really ate it. We got these I don't remember. We got a couple eggplants and we ate them, but it just wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the trouble that they, just the space that they took up and that kind of thing. We also in the past have done, one year we did lots of different kinds of squash. So like, like I said, you can have things where either you have a plant that produces way too much than what you would eat for your family, like a watermelon for us. We don't need 10 watermelons throughout the year, and even giving some away, that's too much for us. Whereas you may want to, it may be worth your while to buy your broccoli at the store, or at a farm, and save that space for something that's a little going to yield more than just one stalk of broccoli. So that's what I would think of, is think about what kind of fruits and vegetables do you eat the most, and then what do you rarely eat, and then what kind of frozen and preserved fruits and vegetables do you eat, because you can harvest a lot of beans and freeze them, or corn and freeze it or preserve it. And then so do you eat a lot of, here's an example. Do you eat fresh strawberries, or do you eat a lot of strawberry jelly or strawberry jam? So if you don't eat a lot of fresh strawberries, you could still have strawberries and you could do jelly. So kind of think about right now what it is that you currently eat a lot of. And then we can try and plant those things and either preserve them or freeze them or eat them fresh. And also, one important thing is to think about what kind of fruits and vegetables are the most expensive. So like I was saying, for like broccoli, for a head of broccoli, for a plant that you're growing, it might cost $1 or so for a head of broccoli, fresh head of broccoli. Is that worth it to get a pack of seeds that's $1.50 that you're only going to plant a couple? Or if you plant a lot of broccoli, and think of it that broccoli is only going to produce 1, maybe 2 heads. So just the cost balance. I'm not trying to talk you out of growing broccoli. We are going to grow broccoli again this year. We tried last year. We did have some cabbage worms like crazy, but we're on top of it this year. So just kind of think, you want to think what is worth it to eat and plant, and what is you're actually going to eat, because it's so easy to go overboard and want to plant everything under the sun. Okay. And then you're also, once you have a list, then I would go to your growing zone. And if you don't know what a growing zone is, the country is basically broken down into growing zones based off of like your average freeze date, those kinds of things. And that allows you to determine what fruits and vegetables grow best in those climates. So I would go, the one that I use is burpee.com. If you go there, they have a growing zone calendar, and you put in your zip code and you can come up with your growing zone. And then I would Google and search fruits and vegetables to grow in zone 7A, which I believe that's where I'm at. I always forget, but it's 7A. Or it's either 6B or 7A. I think I'm right on the cusp. So go in and Google or look up fruits and vegetables for zone 7A, and you'll get lots of resources that way to see what is going to be most suitable for your climate. So that is where I would start looking at, is what you're going to plant. So just kind of start thinking about what you're going to plant. Don't jump into a nursery or a food store and look at the seed display, or get a seed catalog, because you're going to want to do everything, or just buy all the seeds. Everything looks wonderful. So just kind of spend some time thinking about what it is your family actually eats. And I hope that was helpful. I will see you in the next video. In the next video, we're going to talk about the third decision you need to make before you even think about breaking ground on your garden. And if you are gung-ho, ready to get started, ready to really make this a reality for you this year, I would love to hop on a call with you, and I will sit down and we can discuss an individual garden plan for you, a strategy that will really put you off on the best foot, put your best foot forward as far as getting started this season. We can kind of look at what locations you have, what kind of climate you have, and really make it work for you. So I'm going to put that in the link, and I will talk to you in the next video. Thanks, guys. See ya.